Hello, this is Serrano Keith Beldio from Texas Justice Review. Just going to give you a recap of what we're working on to bust open this courtroom, these courthouses, and try to find the truth, clear a pathway for men that are struggling through the system and all their lives have been ripped apart and torn apart from their houses, from their finances, from their jobs, and from their kids, even their vehicles. So I am trying to see what I can do with my case to set and establish a legacy for all the men that are going to go through this system. I'm just going to be brutalized in a manner that's inappropriate, unlawful, unjust. So here's what's happening. So I filed for bankruptcy to save my home. And my ex quickly rushed in there and filed a lift stay against it. They want to lift the stay because when you file for bankruptcy, there's an automatic stay. And she got that about a month later, and she's been trying to sell the house. But she's been very malicious. And the court, if what she's doing was turned around and I did it to her, I wouldn't get very far. If I was making a six-figure salary, and I convinced her to give up her career in New Jersey. I said, move with me, everything is going to be fine. But all along, I had the intentions of looking for somebody else. But I needed her money. I needed her money that was invested in the house to move. And I tricked her into moving, knowing I was going to leave her anyway. And she gave up her career and her job. And she came here basically because I said, hey, I got $150,000. You never have to worry if you're not going to work. And then after a while, I decided I want a divorce because I met somebody else. But I told her, you're not going to get any money. I have a six-figure salary. There's $1.2 million. There's a 401k of $450,000, but you're not getting any of it. Matter of fact, here's what I'll do. I'll make you an offer. I give you $100,000 and you leave with your cat. I don't care where you go. And then she says, no, if we get $1.2 million, why am I getting only $100,000? So I said, well, if you don't take it, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to make sure you get nothing. And so we go to court, and here's a judge saying, well, wait, I'm reading your thing here, you make a six-figure salary? Right. And then she's saying that she doesn't even have food in the house. You convinced her to come here. And and the judge said, well, that can't happen. Well, I'm a guy. I got a lot of money. And the judge says, okay, I'm not going to take any action. She can do what she wants, you can do what you want. And she rolled into the house, and I want the house sold because I have this other woman I want to see, I want to be with. And when we go to court, I file all these motions with my lawyer to make sure she gets nothing. And then I go out and the woman screws me over, and I'm living in an apartment, and I turn around and I see her happy still. She's a happy Christian. I don't like that. So I'm going to punish her. I want her out of the house on the street. So I go and I file criminal charges against her that she was in contempt because the judge says she's supposed to leave the property and she's not leaving. And so the judge signed a criminal contempt for this poor woman to be on the street. The judge doesn't care where she goes. He's just listening to me. Yeah, Your Honor, I just need her out on the street. And she's complaining. He's got a six-figure salary. He made me give up my life. This is a 50-50 court. And the judge says, well, you know what? I don't like the way you're talking. I don't like you. So I'm just going to give him everything. And I had the judge sign an order that she's not allowed to audit me. Because if she audits me, she's going to see how much money I have. And the judge signs it for me. And then eventually I had a criminal charge against her that she refused to vacate. And the judge signs it that she'll be arrested if she doesn't leave the house. Meanwhile, she's crying that she gave up her life, her career, her business, everything for me. And I'm like, I don't care. I just want you out of my house so I can sell it so I want to pay the mortgage and my new girlfriend or my new apartment. Now, she was eventually removed from the house and she's living in her car. And I don't care. I just have my new girlfriend. And the judge is helping me. Everything I ask the judge for, he gives it to me. So she's trying to fight back legally. She can't afford an attorney. She's now living in her car. How far do you think that would get if a man did it to a woman? Do you honestly think one of these judges would say, hey, I'm going to give you 100% of the $1.2 million. I'm going to let you have your six-figure salary, and I'm going to let you put this woman out in the street. Matter of fact, I'm going to sign an arrest warrant for her. How many judges do you think would really do that? So when the roles are reversed, the man gets nothing. Now, the other scenario would never happen. It will never happen because she's a woman and judges do not they favor women more than men. She gets the house, she gets the kids, she gets the car, she gets alimony. And the guy, he keeps getting screwed and more money taken out of him over and over again. And he gets to see his kids like maybe once or twice a week. But you know who gets to see his kids more? The guy she picks up at the bar. The guy she's living with and dating. He gets to see your kids more than you do. So that's the justice system for you, and that's what I'm fighting. I'm fighting for my home. My home fight is like War of the Roses. And eventually she got it, but what she did was she made some mistakes because I filed for bankruptcy. And she went and she testified to her favorite judge. This guy seems to give her anything. I don't know why he favors her, if there's a family friendship, but he did tell me that she can have sex with whomever she wants to have sex with. I don't know where that's coming from. But anyway, he just signed stuff away for her. And what the scenario that I told you from the beginning is actually happening to me. I filed for bankruptcy, and then she decided she was still going to go back to the state court and says, I want all his stuff taken and sold and dumped, and I don't want him to have anything else. Basically, she wants to teach me a lesson. And the judge says, okay, yeah, take all his stuff, sell it, damage him, because the judge hates me because I called him out on his BS when it comes to the law, and he didn't like it. None. So he's looking to just revenge. So she took all the stuff and personally sold it. Here's the problem. 2 days ago, I went to the Judge Everett, who's the same guy under Judge Phil, Dr. Phil's. He was on the Dr. Phil case, and he's on my case. And he says, the emergency you're looking for, I can't find it. Emergency, they're selling the house out, putting it into foreclosure. Take control of it. He didn't want to. I sued my ex, and it went to a judge named Gina Slaughter. I sued her attorney for fraud. It went to another judge named Stacey Williams. Stacey Williams had a temporary restraining order not to sell the house, but the Judge Snipes and other people went and pressured her and bullied her. And she, instead of dismissing it, to dismiss it, and then she says no, she just recused herself, which is the same. You can't do that as a judge. You have to stand your ground, and she didn't. She's a black judge, and she got bullied by these white judges and others. Anyway, it goes to, that's what my ex's lawyer, that goes to a judge by name Emily Talboski. And so she's holding that, wanted a trial. My ex here, I did a default judgment, but I went before both of them, and they refused to still hold a sale at a house. The house is in the lawsuit for fraud, and they're still refusing to do it. And so I can't understand where it is the mercy of the law and the truth of the law and the justice of the law didn't come out here. It just didn't. This is what they're doing. Because she's a woman, because I'm a man, and because she's white, and because I'm not. This is the treatment that you get in court here in Dallas, Texas. I keep forgetting I'm in the South. And if you're in the South, you're basically screwed as a person of color. And I do have a feeling if I was Caucasian, it'd make a difference. It will. But also, because you have the gender discrimination thing going on, I might have still struggled with that a bit. So that's what's happening in a courtroom in Dallas, Texas. And that's what we're investigating. And that's why I created a Dallas Men's Group, so we can fight this stuff. Everybody's blaming the wife. She doesn't want to give me the kids. No. She will only do what the judge tells her to do. She can ask for whatever she wants. Doesn't mean the judge is going to give it to her. But when a judge does and is screwing these men in a courtroom, excuse my language, that's where I think God has put me in the middle of this fight. And I've already challenged public corruption, so I'm just going to use my platform and my experience to fight for other men in the courtroom. So join me on this. Reach out to me. I am forming an organization that will protect men's right in the courtroom. Texas Justice Review. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.